up yourself.
Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning in and clicking on this video. It's the latest on trend with your girl Biani.
Are we in? Hi. Hello. Hi Instagram. Hi YouTube. We are live. And today I have once again,
It's got to be done.
yes, and we're going to be talking about, as you guys can see, the full disclosure show. And yeah, it was, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. So this is episode 2. So for those who are just joining, we are doing the reaction to Full Disclosure. If you guys are on Instagram or YouTube. So yeah, we're just going to talk about it. See if you guys watched it. If you didn't watch it, go and watch it if you don't have anything to watch. So yeah, what did you think? First of all, it's a lot to get my head around.
Well, it was actually really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
There was I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what to get from today's topic. Episode. Is it you start. There was a lot. And you know what's interesting is the fact that it's an open conversation, but it just seemed like she wanted to have the open conversation, but he was
forced to be there.
He was not ready. Perhaps he's still maturing, and one day he will be ready for that conversation. But there is a lot of things that we could dive into and pick.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be like a one-sided thing, because he's still, you know,
like he wasn't ready. Like maybe he wasn't ready. Like I don't think he's mentally ready to have that type of conversation, because clearly he's still in so much denial.
Yeah.
Like I saw like a lot of like denial. Like even when it first opened up, and obviously like she sat down and then she was just like, okay, cool. The reason why I brought you here, and then she obviously went in, started talking about the child that they have.
Okay, hold on. Let's take it from the beginning.
Rewind. Yes.
Let's open up the conversation. And he was hearing something different to what she was saying.
Yeah.
She said one thing, he heard something else. So
it's like they both have two different versions of the events that happen. It's like in his head, he's got a different version, and in her head, she's obviously got her reality, and then he's got his reality, and their realities just don't merge. Like they haven't lived the same reality, and he's not trying to understand or hear what she has to say. And also she's trying to understand, like, because I feel like she's like, I think, you know, when you've been hurt, that you kind of pass the anger, and it's almost like she was still trying to be, I don't know, she was still trying to like, she was very gentle, like considering the things that he's done.
I don't even think so. I think she knows him so well that she kind of knows like what's going to make him kind of be triggered, and what's going to make him kind of, they know each other so well because they've known each other for so long.
Yeah.
And I feel like because he's probably older, and he's probably like he stated later on in a conversation, that, you know, he's, even though he's 34, but living where he grew up, that's like 10 years on top of his age, which I understand, because meaning that I've seen a lot, I've done a lot, and
yeah, I get what you mean.
I know more than you, so why should I take advice from you because you're just a little girl? So he's probably still sees her as a little girl.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not going to listen to you, even though you're right, but no, please don't try me, because I'm a big man.
Yeah.
So I think that's
with 9 kids.
Yeah.
That, do you see your kids? But yeah. So okay, cool. So yeah, so taking it back. So obviously they've known it, like you said, they've known each other for like a really, really long time. And I think obviously he was saying that he went to prison, and that impact. So the first year, like he was there, he was present, he was doing what he needed to do. And then obviously he went to prison. And I think maybe his time in prison and then him coming out, that really kind of detached him from the situation. And I think, you know, some people, it's like they don't mind going back to prison. So because that life is just like it's calm.
I mean,
to them.
he did say at the end of the day, you live a certain life, but you never really end it. You just kind of take a step back. He did admit to the fact that, you know, he's not really out of whatever business he's doing, and it is what it is. It's how you either put up with it or you don't.
Yeah. And why do you think she really brought him on the show?
I think she brought him on the show to kind of make him see, like, you keep having children, but they're not connecting. Like, he's probably thinking that, oh, I'm like he did say, I'm having the children because he wants to carry a legacy. Perhaps he didn't use legacy? That. Well, perhaps he didn't use that word like in that depth, but he did say, you know, he's having the children because, you know, he wants to have a legacy. But the fact is, you can't have a legacy if you're not looking after your children. Like, what legacy are you leaving behind?
Like, what are you leaving behind? Like, what is the example? And even when he was just like, oh, he will sit down with his sons one day and drinks and be like, you're gonna have like however many, and she was just like, oh, so that's what you're even trying to like teach your kids? Like,
yeah, I mean, that's just his reality in terms of probably that's what his peers are doing, and that's what they
and that's what I mean. It's like they both have different realities, and it's almost like, I think what we were saying, he still sees her as that young girl.
Yeah, so let's take it back, guys. If you haven't watched it, so we started at the beginning. So introduction. So they've known each other for about over 10 years, about 14 years.
She was 14.
Yeah, she was no. She was 15.
Oh, so she was 16.
They were like they're like 2-3 years apart. So then the conversation moves on, and what she was trying to kind of do, which is kind of funny, kind of ask him questions like, okay, so you know your child, but do you know her
school, like like what's her favorite color, like, but it's like she was trying to highlight to him that you don't know your child. Like,
that was quite interesting to see, because she was trying to, because she knows him so well, and she just, I think she knew he didn't know, because she's there 24/7. Like, she knew, like, even when he tried later on in the conversation where he tried to be like, come on, you yourself, I think that's coming up next week, like, you yourself was out here having fun, come on now, let's be serious. But at the same time, she was like, do you know what, I can answer more questions than you. So it's kind of like they're having a competition. Like
I think he just wasn't like hearing it, like he wasn't really trying to hear it, but she was trying to like call him out, or she was trying to like make him see himself out of himself, if that makes sense. She was trying to like highlight to him, this is why you don't know your child, because you don't know like your child's favorite color, you don't know what's the hospital that she went to. So it's like she was trying to like literally pull it in front of him, like, bro, fam.
Wait, now that you mentioned bro fam, I'm sorry, I am so sorry. Maybe, I mean, I appreciate that we all come from different backgrounds, different world, different country, different continent, different everything, different color, different shade, different. But, I mean, she's not a bro. She's not a fam. She has a name.
He clearly doesn't not I just think he just doesn't respect
her.
He
has boys. I'm sure out of his 9 children, he has boys and girl. Like, come on, she's a lady, she's a woman. She's not your bro. She's not your fam. She's not your cuz. Like, what is that all like? Am I old, or am I just not with this bro language? Like, she has a name and she's a woman. Like, address her correctly. Like,
and on top of that, she's the mother of your child.
That just completely threw me. Like, yo, cuz, don't do me like that, cuz.
But and you know what? And you know what was bro, listen,
listen, bro, don't bro, cuz, bro. I was like, I was done. I was finished.
No, I was finished from the moment when he sat down, but he was smirking the whole way through. Like, you could tell like how unserious he just was about it. Like, he was just proper, just like,
cuz, don't do me like that, cuz.
It's the nonchalant, like, it's just the like, even to the point when she was just laughing, she was just like, this is a joke. Like, but like, in all honesty, the reason I asked you is just like, why did she actually bring him on? Because I understand, obviously, like the show concept or whatever, but I'm just like,
no, I think she brought him on, in all honesty, from what I watched. She brought him on because he's got this attitude of, I am a big man, but it's like, you can't even address me with my name. So it's kind of like, when he watches it back, like, do you understand? Do you get it? Is there something that's going to click in your mind?
I don't think he does. Like, I don't think he's had that click moment,
bro.
Because from when you can,
bro, yeah.
No, but from when you can have 9 children, yeah, and you're not even, like, you're still in the street, like, you're still doing what you're doing, like, it's not clicked in that you're actually a responsible person now, like, and from when you can sit there and you're smirking throughout when she's talking about something serious, like your child is deaf, like, and your child has had certain situation, and you're smirking throughout, and you're still sitting there calling her all of these, everything but her name, it hasn't clicked in that you are a responsible parent now.
I think the deep part is that he honestly, I don't think he's acknowledged the fact that their child has a disability, and that actually takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I think for her, she wanted to really address the fact that, you know what, our child needs more attention than your other child that is, I don't want to say normal, but she has to go to appointments, she has to go and do this and do that, she has to treat her child with extra care. And I think she wanted to highlight the fact that, you know what, I get that you love our child and all your other children, but she's extra special because she needs that extra care and that extra love and that extra attention. Can you please give her that little bit extra that you have, because
he doesn't have that to give.
But that's what she came to get.
Yeah, but she should have known that from the beginning, that he wouldn't have had that to give. You can't pick somebody from the road, knowing the lifestyle that he's had, knowing how, because before this moment that we're seeing on TV, she knows his history. Like you said earlier, she knows him like so well that she even knows how to speak to him in a way where he might understand, because he seems like he needs to be spoken to in a special way. So you can't now expect him, and you can't now try and put this on him and expect him to understand at a level where you want him to understand, because you knew he was like this, like you knew he came from this, like this life, and he wasn't going to change.
But I think we can still put expectations on people, but it depends on us if we willing to accept what we get.
Yeah, but you have to remember, she's pregnant for 9 months. So for 9 months, like, I'm pretty sure that those expectations were not met and and she was disappointed many times.
Yeah, but at the same time, like their child, like they said, she was fine for the first 3 years. They didn't know that she was gonna become deaf.
But he wasn't. He was only there for 1 year, by the way.
Yeah, and he did say he was in and out after that. So I think you can still expect people to be a certain way based on your own.
I think this is where we're gonna get disappointed the most. We have to when somebody shows their true colors, you need to take them as they are and know that if I'm gonna be in their life, I will be at their life at the risk that I may not receive what I'm expecting from them. This is where people get disappointed.
Yeah, but that's how you manage your emotions. You can still expect things from people because that's the right thing to do. So there's no point of, if that person, if you know as a human being, this is the actions that you need to do based on what's right and what's wrong, that's still an expectation that you can have. But it's up to you as a person how you deal with what you get, because you already know that there's going to be disappointment. So you can allow yourself to fall and be down with that disappointment, or you can say, you know what, I expect this, but I know I'm not going to receive it, but I know how to move in that space, and it's okay.
Okay, but so you should be okay with the disappointment.
Yeah, but that's not a disappointing on you, because you haven't done anything. You're still moving according to what's right. But the person who's let you down, that's their path.
Thank you. Did I just get what they called? Super chat?
I don't know. I can't read.
I don't know. But this
let's read the comments, because there's comments out here.
No. Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Dorks. That's a super chat. Thank you so much. You know,
go through the comments. Thank you everybody for joining the chat, by the way. Thank you for your support.
Okay, well, I get what you're saying, yeah. What I'm saying is that and I completely understand, but I feel like I'm just learning, like their story, for example. They've been together since she was, I think, 14 or whatever.
No.
16? I'm pretty sure I heard 14, 15, 16, one of these ages.
Well,
she got pregnant when she was, what, 15 or something?
No.
What is it then? I just watched the show.
So what happened was, right, thank you. So she had a child at 17.
So they knew each other when she was about 14.
15.
Okay. That's what I said. Did I not just say?
But I could be wrong.
Okay. Anyways, we're talking about 14, 15, 16.
No, not 14.
Okay, cancel 14.
Because he said, please don't brand me as a because she was old enough. Well, we don't know, but the parents knew.
Okay.
The parents knew.
So the point that I'm trying to highlight is that, let's say 16. Okay, let's say 16, yeah, to be safe. 16, he's 32 now. Yeah, or he's 34, sorry.
Okay, we're not going to get into ages because...
No, I know, I wrote this down, okay? No, I didn't. I thought I did. No, because he said add 10 years, that's 44, so he's 34.
Well, yes,
correct. He's present, correct. He's 34. From 16 to 34, and what, they're 2 years apart, you knew this man could not meet your expectation. But no, I'm sorry. You knew this man could not meet your expectations. And so sitting him down, and take away the concept of the show. You're sitting him down, your child is deaf. You found out like 3 years into her coming into her age or whatever. When you're sitting down with him, I want to know, what are you expecting from that man at that moment you're sitting down with him?
Well, you expect him to hear what you're saying.
I'm listening.
No. At the end of the day, people grow and people learn, and people can change. Yes. Okay. So we don't know the ins and outs of from what he used to be as a youth, as a young man, to how he has matured, even though he's not really showing maturity. We don't know. But for the fact that he's willing to have a conversation shows that he's willing to somewhat understand part of what she's saying. But like I said at the beginning, because he's older, because he's seen so much, I don't think he sees her opinion as a valid opinion, despite the fact that she has been there and taken the daughter to appointments, done everything. I don't believe that he sees her opinion, especially the fact that he's also known her since she's young. Remember, his first thing that he said to her was, I know you from when you was way, whatever the word he used, like way young, like, you know when somebody knows you from like when you're like, maybe you're not a fine girl, maybe you're not like so
like you haven't like glowed money up yet.
Yeah, they're like
before you glow up, basically.
So they're still like, some people still have that memory in their mind, like, oh, you're just that, I know you, but you might be a big woman now. You might be a big man.
That's familiarity. It's like when people don't want to see you as the new person that you are, they just want to hold you to that what they have in their head. That's what he's doing to her. Yeah. So remember, their opening statement basically said the whole relationship how it is. She's moved on to a different path, and he's still kind of trying to get to almost like probably her path, because he knows she's doing the right thing, but he will never. So you think he's trying to get onto her path?
I think he knows that she's done the right thing. I think he probably wants to say to her, do you know what, I'm proud of you, but the way he's been built,
it's like he can't.
He's not ready to admit that, you know what, this woman's done a great job. That's why he kept dismissing her.
He was very dismissive.
And every time she said something, he's like, he heard a whole different word.
Yeah, he said he's known her from when she was a snotty-nosed kid.
Yeah, like, come on now. Like, it's not like, seriously. Yeah. And she's a beautiful woman.
She's like a proper like grown woman now. It's like, he will never value her the way that she needs to be valued. Like, that person who carries that type of mentality, it's like, you know, you're supposed to grow with somebody. Like, even if you have a child with somebody and it doesn't work out.
But remember, he has no respect for her.
That's what I'm saying. I said this. He does not respect her.
He doesn't, because the fact
he probably
is,
sees her like one of the kids, one of his kids.
No, the fact is he has 9 children, so therefore he doesn't respect her. She's the first, number one. That's why he stalked her for life. That's why she's the number one, because they
did talk about the stalking when she didn't feel like be free and stuff like that. Exactly. Another thing, like she knew all of these things,
but she was attracted. Well, basically,
I'm listening. Come on.
So basically, she brought him onto the show to make him see that, you know what, I've put in work and I need you to appreciate and say thank you.
Okay, I think she
so.
brought him onto the show because maybe she still wants him to be involved. She wants him to be involved in a child's life. That's why the way she was speaking to him, she was still trying to nurture him, and she was treading like carefully, knowing it's like, what's that expression? Like, I can't remember what that expression is, but she was even treading carefully in the way that she was communicating, because she's still trying to soothe and still speak to that area in his brain that might maybe bring not a romantic connection, but an attachment. That's why she was just like, I get that you have all of the other kids, but she was almost trying to be like, we want all of you. I want all of you in the house. I want all of you to be involved. I don't want, like, that's why all of the other baby moms are trying to like connect, because I'm sorry, if you're over somebody, why are you still trying to get information like with the other baby moms, pretending that you're all friends to try and get information if he's sleeping with them? If you're over it, it wouldn't bother you. So the fact that she's still befriending the other baby moms to try and get information, that means that she's trying to find something, information to see, does he want all of us, or where exactly does he want to be? She still wants it. He's probably her first love, her first everything. That's all she's known is him.
I think, I didn't get any feelings of any romance or anything. I didn't catch it.
Well, I did.
I didn't catch none of that.
This is just my perspective, and it might not be
that vibe.
And it might not be it might not be romantically, as in them together. But she wants stability. She wants to bring him. Like, she doesn't want him. She almost wants him to her child to have all of him. She doesn't want him to be divided in the way that he is.
I didn't catch that vibe either.
That's what I
just kind of caught a vibe of, do you know what, I'm going to bring you on TV and we're going to address some things. And I think with all of the ladies involved who are talking to each other and they're communicating with each other, I think it might just be a support group. It might just be
a support group. A support group that's trying to. Did you hear what she said? She admitted that they were, when he called her out, that they've been fake. Basically, they don't really like each other. They're doing that to get information. She admitted to that.
But everybody does that.
So what kind of support group is that?
You have to form alliances. You have to. There's no point of them fighting with each other. So you do have to form alliances, because they're all sibling. All the children are all sibling, and depending on and remember, the ladies might be in different age range. So you might have more mature ladies within the group, or you might have less mature ladies within a group. So to not have any headache or hassle, you just have to sometimes be the peacemaker,
which is what she's trying to be. And I really commend her for doing that. And I think one thing that she highlighted as well was like, because he's still kind of in the streets,
bro,
it's like
at
some point she doesn't want her kids to miss out. She wants her kids to know her siblings. So eventually they get to the point where it's like, well, you're the one that's supposed to build that bridge, but he's not doing it. So now it went from trying to get information to now, you know what, none of us can have him the way we want to have him. Let's just get all the siblings to get to know each other and let's build that bridge, which is a mature thing to do.
But she did say the reason why they would try to get information is because, number one, if you can't get hold of the person for a day, 2, 3, a week, one of the ladies would know because he's got about 5 or more than 5,
and because he's sleeping with them at the same time, so
and
they
he's
want
proud
to
of it.
Yeah, he is proud of it. That's what I'm saying.
And they have no shame in the game, so they all know what they're up to as long as they are safe. But the kids.
And this is why you just need to be careful who you have kids with. And she knew this. This is my point. And I'm not condoning, I'm not like bashing her young. Or she was young, but I'm not bashing her, but I'm just saying that's just the reality of it.
The reality is she was young, and you know, she was probably loving, you know, being with
the bad boy, like she said. It was like, oh, I've never had that before.
She didn't have a problem with his lifestyle, I think,
until he can't be there for his child. And that's the thing. Somebody wasn't there to tell her the truth. You don't have a problem with the lifestyle until you get to a point when you realize that like you're not gonna get the totality of what you deserve or what you actually
but
need.
This goes back to this is very, very important, because the fact of the matter is, at her age, she should have been doing her GCSEs, not being out there. She should have been at home.
And her mum nearly kicked her out.
No, hang on a minute.
Did her mum actually kick her out, or she nearly kicked her out?
No, this is a problem with a lot of young teens, and you know, this is a very, very serious matter, and this is how you end up just I wouldn't say, I mean, you can go into different paths with this situation, but luckily she seems like she's come out on top, but with a lot of headache. Avoid the headache
that she could have avoided.
Like, why we us women, we be going through a lot of headache to sit in front of a man that cannot even call her by her name.
Exactly.
Like, I have your child and you cannot call me by my name or refer to me as the woman that I am. Hey, I can't. This is what we have to be careful, because she should have been doing her GCSEs, being at home, but she wasn't out there. And
so there's obviously been a breakdown in her household.
Yeah, because he was even trying to say, do you know what, don't try me like that, because you're not perfect, you're not, you know. And she admitted to it. She was like, she knows her boundaries, because she didn't want to be baited out, because she knows her boundaries.
Yeah, and maybe that's why she was just like, okay, like every time like it will go deep, she will like retract. I don't know if you noticed that she'll just be like, okay.
So this is a hard lesson, because we have to really look when we're in a home, you know, we have to look after our sibling, our teens. We have to really look after them, because situations like this, it will literally, she's been entangled for the past 15 years over somebody that really, really don't care, do not respect her, to the point today he'll call her a snotty little girl. Like, excuse me, I'm a grown woman and I have a job and I have a child. I'm not a little snotty whatever you think I was. And that should never be a point of reference to remember. And he even said,
like, look at even his body language.
He even said he was in love with her, but yeah, that's the reference that he uses to go down memory lane.
Yeah.
We really have to be careful with who we choose to enter our surroundings. And you know, it does happen to a lot of young, when we're younger, we make poor decisions, but also when we do get older, we take that habit with us. She might have made it younger, but I'm sure she's probably made further poorer decisions along the way, based on the fact that she's just used to someone talking to her that way. It's like, as soon as we make poor decisions when we're young, it's hard to break that cycle. Like, now she has to have a discussion with someone that can't even call her by her name.
Yeah, because that will have a ripple effect, because it will be hard for her to even like move on. It will be hard for her to, because it's almost like he framed her identity,
and now she's fighting for her daughter not to be in that cycle, but she's in it with, oh God, the story is so sad. It's so sad, because now the children are in something that they didn't ask for, because the parents didn't make the right decision. But like they said, it goes back, they themselves didn't have parents growing up. So she's probably trying to break the cycle, but you can't do it on your own, because she's already created a life.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can't break the cycle when you're still attached inside of it. Like, because I don't think like I mean, maybe this was her first time as sitting down with him, trying to like talk to it. But if you're going to sit down and you actually really, really want to break that cycle, I think there should have been mediation. Like, that's why I'm just like, maybe because of the concept of the show, but let's say this was like real, because at this point I don't even know if it's transsexual anymore. But like, for example, like you have mediation, like, because somebody that really needs to speak to him, because sometimes when you're so familiar with somebody, you're not going to listen. What she's saying is just going it's coming out one ear, going out the other ear, because he sees her as still a child. What can you say to me? Like, hold on, you don't say anything. Okay, what hospital did your child go to? Listen, yeah, don't even try me. But if he had somebody that was completely like mutual, that could mediate, would be like what she's highlighting and the importance of this. Basically, they need like some type of like therapy.
No, I think what she needed to do was call him bro enough times, and he would have understood.
Obviously not. That is not a good advice. Okay.
You shouldn't be like, yo, cuz your daughter, yeah.
She doesn't. You know the fact that the fact of the matter is the fact that he used to stalk her, and she had to lie to basically try and make him stay or have a relationship with his child, and kind of like lie to do this. It means that she doesn't even have enough strength to stand up to him then. And this is probably the little miniature strength that she has in her to basically bring him on the show. This was her moment to stand up to him and actually be like, I need you to hear that you were not there for your child, you were not present.
But do you know what? Like he said, according to him, he was there for what he could be there for. So, like you said earlier, they both live in different worlds, in different reality, even though they're only a couple of miles apart, or maybe.
Yeah, but the thing is, he doesn't have. Where is his accountability? Because that can be your reality, but you realize your reality is different from the truth.
But he did admit, he did say, you know what? Yes, I haven't been there as much, and I was away. So he
didn't even say it in the way that you said it. The way you just said it sounded so like, okay, like now we can talk. He was just said it like, all right, like proper dismissive.
But this is that's all you're gonna get. So once you know the person, you have to read between the lines and understand where their boundaries are and what they give, because he's not going to give you like, do you know what? Yeah, I know I really wasn't. He's not going to do that. What he's going to say is admit it, but without you, if you don't catch it, you're just going to go around in circles, which is what they were doing. And then she's then using different communication tactics to try to get him to understand, but he only knows one method.
And this is where we're coming back to expectations. It's like she still has a high expectation when, like you said, she should know him enough to know that that's all she's going to get.
But she will need to read between the line and just literally know her peace of mind, know what she's doing for her child, and not be concerned about his actions, as long as she creates boundaries so the baby girl is not affected by his actions, because he would have to reap the consequence, and he would have to deal with his actions. So she cannot be responsible for both actions.
I think that's what she's been trying to do.
And I think sometimes, I mean, I'm not a parent, but I think sometimes when there's situations like this where one child matures and the other, because they're both children at the time. At the time,
so there was 3 children.
So at the time of
2 kids having kids,
there were children. So when children grow up and you have one that matures over the other one, you kind of have this like, I'm gonna mother you. I want to be there for you, and I want to help and see your potential, because she would have probably seen glimpse of his like sweetness and still holds on to that. But she needs to move on, and she's probably trying to find ways to completely detach, but she's holding the mum and the dad card for the daughter, and she's like, you know what, I can't hold that weight anymore,
and
I can't keep protecting you and protecting your misbehavior anymore. And I think that's where she's at.
Yeah.
What do you guys
think? Yeah.
It was a great show, by the way.
I mean,
it was all right. Yeah.
It was okay.
It is what it is. Trend Central, bring us the.
I don't really know what to think of it, like, because I kind of feel like it's such a deep issue, and I'm just kind of like, they are in the back of their head, I'm pretty sure they're thinking this is going to be great entertainment, but it's somebody's real life.
Yeah, it's real life, and it happens to a lot of people. And it happens to a lot of people. It's a serious matter, because that's what happened. That's how children end up in broken homes. That's how children end up in the system. That's how children end up repeating the same cycle and not really loving how they should love or respecting people. Like how can, if I'm his children, I have no respect because my dad don't respect no one.
Nobody, exactly.
So what am I going to respect you for?
And that's why I just feel like I just don't know about like this setting, and because it's just like, okay, now they've opened up a can of worms. Like now what? They just go their separate ways. They go home. They get their little. I don't know.
Maybe the aftermath.
Maybe they get a check. Maybe they get paid for that clip. I don't know. But let's just say they do. So they get their money. They put their story out there. Their child is still in the same position. He's still in the same position. There's been no resolution, and they're going to be still in the same cycle. There's really nobody there to really help them come out of that cycle and be like, right, how can we fix the situation? There's 9 kids. And probably 5 out of whatever like might go into the system, or 1 out of, do you know what I mean? It's like, who is really like, so the mums are going to be there trying to do their best, and he's clearly don't care. You can see from his whole language, his like everything, that he's just hasn't clicked. He's just in his own world, and he's just like, you either accept me, or you either deal with it, or just get on with it. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, it to him, he's been there. The reality is, the truth is, he hasn't been there.
Well,
the truth is, he's not been there.
Well, the truth is, he has.
No, his reality is, he has been there as much as he, in his head, he could.
No, I think they both admitted that he's been there
for the first year.
He's been there.
Because there's times when she was just like, what was you doing during that time you was in the street, but you were not there? Her problem is that he was not there as much as he should have been there. That is one of her biggest problems. Otherwise, she wouldn't be asking him, what do you know? What's this called? Have you even gone to pick her up? And then he was just like, oh, call her, what was her name? Martha or something like that. He was trying to be like clever, as if this is a joke, but it's not a joke. Because these are innocent children being caught up in this fiery line that they did not ask to be caught up in. And if he actually genuinely cared about fixing a situation, then his response or his openness would have been different. But it really wasn't. So the truth of the matter is, he could, I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about this, clearly.
So the thing is, right?
Take over.
So the thing is, it was a great show. So she's clearly passionate about it, and
well, yeah, because I'm just like, so what happens to them now? Like, they just go, we have part 2, and then they just like go.
So what we must remember is it's for entertainment purposes, and it's to open conversations.
Entertainment purposes, like your child is deaf, you were not there. Here's some great entertainment. Sorry.
No, I meant the show is meant to be for entertainment purposes, but yet
let's use children for entertainment now, because this is a second episode where a kid has been involved, and I'm just thinking, like, what happens next? But yeah, let's talk about the entertainment purposes. The show itself. So we were reviewing the show.
It's for entertainment purposes, and it's to open conversations that are uncomfortable, because at the end of the day, you know, I think what would have been kind of great is to perhaps not talk about the child so much, but just talk about the her struggles with dealing with a child that's, you know, going through that, and how she's probably gone through it,
and kind of made it in a way that was raising awareness.
Because number one, she was very, very young, and you know, I think she the fact that she listed what she was doing, going to college, working full-time, looking after her daughter, whom when she was a toddler they discovered she's got
she's
hearing
deaf,
so that's a lot for a teenage girl, and that's a lot for a young woman to go through. On top of it, the person that she probably felt like she was in love with don't care, he's out doing whatever, he's with other women on top of that, and he's not there, he's in and out. So there is a lot that they've generally have gone through, and I think for her, she wants acknowledgement from him.
She would want,
and just to let her know that, you know what, you have done an amazing job for what the situation was, and for him to just start taking accountability a bit more, so she can kind of take a break. Not to say that she don't want to, so she can take a break, like every like I think she wants that break, because she's been going at it for so long. She just wants to, like, can you even for an hour, can you come for an hour or for a weekend? I think that's what she's looking for, that break and that kind of co-parenting system where they can kind of communicate and understand each other, because they are both grown and mature now. So there should be a different level of respect and understanding, but he's still back.
Yeah, I agree.
And she's like ahead.
Yeah, and I think we're kind of like saying we're kind of on the same page, because I heard accountability, I heard words that I need to hear. No, I think we're kind of like saying the same thing. But yeah, in terms of like the show, like I think it's important to like display these type of like stories and that people are going through.
It happens a lot,
because it's common, like you said. Yeah,
because disability now, when children are born and stuff and things happen, it's very, very high. I mean, I don't know the stats, but I do. There is an increase, and sometimes, you know, you don't expect your child to have any kind of deformities or anything. You want them to be perfect, and, you know, to be going through hospitals and meetings and appointments, and, you know, you just want that extra, like, you know what, you've done it, girl, you've done a great job, you're a great woman. And sometimes that's all us women need and want, is just to hear those affirmation words from someone that you've literally known for like 15-20 years. Like, come on. Like, isn't that difficult to tell me that you're proud of me? Like, come on, bring it out your chest. Tell the word you're proud of me.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, he's not going to do that because he doesn't really care. He doesn't see her, like, he doesn't really care about her. That's the thing. Like,
he does, but I think he got his heart broken.
From who?
From her, because she didn't want him no more.
I think he's got his heart broken from before that, maybe his childhood or something.
He got his heart broken because she clearly said, "I don't want."
Like, does he? Like, I would like to know a bit more about his past, and like,
I generally don't, because
that will help me to understand, like, the way that he sees her, or like how he treats her, or how he's become the person that he's become. Like, we know a little bit about hers. We know, like, obviously she wasn't at home, she was out. There's a reason why, if a child is barely in the house, there's a reason for that.
Well, he was,
because there might ever. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because I know a little bit, I heard a little bit from her. We didn't hear anything from him.
I heard enough,
because she was basically just asking him questions and trying to bombard him with questions. And the thing is, it's like she was trying to show him almost like where he went wrong. And it's like sometimes trying to do that just closes the person more and more. Like, the more you're trying to show them like what wrong they did, the more they're trying to prove to you the right that they did. And that's what was going back and forth.
Well, they are in competition because they grew up together. So it's like when you grew up with someone and you've been through things with someone, it kind of becomes a competition, because it's like, I'm doing better than you, you're doing wrong, because now you're seeing things with different eyes, you're meeting different people, they're giving you a different perspective on life. So you're going to be pointing the finger at each other of what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, and which is what they did. Because she's pointing, this is what you're doing wrong, and he said, no, I didn't do that wrong, give me a bit of credit. He's asking for credit for something that he should already do. How can you ask for credit for something that should be automatic? But she's not going to give you, like, they're both asking for, give me credit, I've done a good job. But he's probably thinking, well, that's what you should have done, and he's thinking, well, you should do that. They're both asking for credit. Because he's like, no, I've done it. She's like, no, you haven't. They're going pointing the fingers.
Back and forth. Yeah.
Pointing the fingers, you know. And that's what we do. Normally when we're in relationship or whatever and things don't go right, we do point the fingers because now we see all the flaws.
Yeah. And when you do that, like, I just don't think that you get anywhere. I think if you work on yourself and you fix you, and that way you're able to see exactly what the issue is, rather than trying to fix that person and they're trying to fix you, because only you can fix yourself. only you can decide like to be present, to be ready. Like that person can't make you ready. Like the guy that she once fell in love with, like that is not him anymore. That was maybe a side of him. That was maybe a part of him, a piece of him that she probably saw that was just like, wow, like the bad boy, he looked after me. He was big on the road, you know, everybody respected him. Like she probably gave him an element of protection. That's what made her feel good. Maybe that she lacked what she lacked in her house, he gave that to her, him and her family. That's why she said even her mom was just like, you can come and move in with us. She obviously lacked something in her house, so she felt that she could have that from him. So if she had that in her, then she wouldn't have so much attachment to him to a point where all she knows is him, to the point where she's still sitting down with him, trying to pull something out of him that he cannot give to her because he doesn't have it.
I don't think she was trying to claw anything out. I think she just wanted to kind of say what she wanted to say, and
have an expectation.
Her bone of contention is just be in your daughter's life,
which is an expectation. Which is she's trying to pull something out of him that he can't be in his daughter's life any more than he's already have.
But he can.
He's gone his limit. That is his limit.
No, that should never be his limit.
In his mind, it is his limit. He's blocked.
No, he's not.
He is blocked.
He's not blocked. That's not his limit.
So what's his limit?
We don't know. It's only
he doesn't know. He doesn't even know. You can't give love if you do not have love. You can only give to the amount or the measure that you have.
Well, he's got enough love to keep having children, so he's got love.
That's not. Oh, so you're telling me that he's had his children out of love? He's not had his children out of love.
No, what I'm saying is he's got the love to breed.
Oh my days! I'm so sorry about this, but I do not agree with that statement. That's what she asked him. Did you watch the show? She asked him, did you choose to have your children?
No, he couldn't answer that.
Exactly. That means that those children were not conceived in love.
Well, I mean, there's enough of them, so we don't really know.
Okay. Well, we're just going to keep going round in circles because basically this is my opinion, okay? That man, my opinion is you cannot give what you do not have. You can only give to the measure and the capacity that you have. That does not mean that measure cannot be, it cannot evolve. That doesn't mean that your capacity cannot grow. However, what that means is, unless you are willing and ready to allow your heart to expand, or allow that capacity to expand, to do more, which will cost you. It will cost you sacrifice. It will cost you finances. It will cost you your time. It's a sacrifice. And unless you're ready to sacrifice more of you, then you're not going to be able to give that to anybody. That's all I'm saying. And he's too comfortable in his lifestyle that he's not willing to sacrifice that for anybody, not even his own flesh and blood. That's all I'm saying.
Fine. All I'm saying is people grow, people change, and you never know what could trigger them in their lifetime.
And I agree, he can change. I'm not saying that he can't change, but I'm saying that where he is at now, I don't think that he is ready. Maybe that conversation has maybe made him feel like, okay, like maybe he'll go home and he'll actually process the conversation. Words are seeds. And once the seed is planted in you and it's watered, it will somehow one day, maybe not today, but one day, maybe in a few years' time, it will come back to him because she spoke those seeds to him.
That's correct. So she's planted a seed today. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens then. Well, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
And yeah, I'm done for the show. When's the next one?
I don't know when the next episode is. But yeah, guys, let us know what your thoughts are. Did you guys enjoy the conversation? And do you guys like it when we do the reactions live straight after? Let me go through some of the comments before we go. But yeah, let us know. What have I missed? You missed a lot.
You missed a lot.
I can't even go up. What's wrong with my thing? It's like, okay. I don't actually know who is still in here. If you're still in here, please do smash the like button. Let's let's put the thumbs up to this video. And if you haven't subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. It's like some people say things that they're saying. Let me go to the recent ones. Yeah, let me know if you're still here. I don't think there's much hope for him as a father right now. It does come. If it does come, it will be from his own road to Damascus moment, not from her own or anyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all can agree on that.
I agree on that.
I agree on that too. Yeah, he needs to have that moment when it just clicks, really.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think I don't think anybody, I don't know if you guys have anything else to say. But yeah, we're gonna leave it there. So that was Full Disclosure episode 2 reaction. Is it episode 2?
I have no idea.
Yeah, episode. I think episode 2 reaction.
Yeah,
with Lerone, and I can't remember what her name is, but yeah, basically the child is deaf and she feels like he hasn't really been there. She sat him down, put him on the show, and they hashed it out. Basically, there is going to be a part 2. So when part 2 comes out, we're going to come back live and we're going to discuss that. So make sure that your notification bell is on so that you are notified whenever I post.